Welcome back. Now in this video we are going to be discussing setting up your list building platform. And you will want to do list building both before and after your first and your subsequent webinars. Now that can be challenging, but the first part of this process is you will want to work with a reliable autoresponder company. And there's a reason for that. Now, you will find a number of autoresponder companies that have services available and even applications where you can start your own autoresponder. However, many of the services that you're going to use in order to integrate with the webinar systems will require some of those long-standing autoresponder companies. So you want to consider that as you start out with a particular webinar platform as well as autoresponder company. Now, there are third-party services that are adaptable. They do require some technical knowledge in order to get them to work with between your autoresponder company and your webinar company. IFTTT is a free open source application that allows people to program things to happen when a certain action happens. For example, what you will want to happen is you will want to be able to invite people to a webinar, and you'll want to add people to your autoresponder list at the same time. Now, there are no autoresponder companies where this is automatic, and you will need to have something to do that. You can do that with a program like IFTTT. It does require quite a bit of maneuvering and programming. There is a company that is less technical because they do most of the work and integration for you. And the name of that company is Zapier. And Zapier will create an application that you can use that will allow you to sign up someone to your email marketing list and add them to a webinar registration at the same time. It will also allow you to do the very same thing in reverse, which is to add someone to a webinar registration and at the same time add them to an autoresponder list. And these are going to be two very important aspects of your list building process, because you will be inviting people to webinars that will not be part of your list, and the webinar itself will be the attraction point. And you want to be able to take advantage of them, especially if they are coming into your marketing funnel, coming to hear your webinar, and you don't want to leave it to chance as to whether or not they're going to either stay the whole time for the webinar and then join your list, or to take the action that you suggest to them during the webinar. Now, if you select one of the well-known companies, as we've said, you're likely to gain the benefits of this integration. And so that is why you'll want to consider one of the companies that are on this list. You can consider Aweber, which is a long-standing autoresponder company, integrates with Zapier. GetResponse, the same thing, also integrates with Zapier, as does iContact and MailChimp. So these are companies that have invested in integrations, and you will benefit not only from being able to work with Zapier as you build your list, but then as you go later on and you start to create more applications, you'll again want the flexibility of a company that can invest, or that can invest the time and personnel to develop applications for integration. Now, as we have stated here in this video, you are going to want to set up your webinar so that when someone signs up for the webinar, that they get signed up to your list at the same time. This is very important because this is going to be the key to your being able to use webinars to launch your business. You're going to be doing webinars to attract people. You're also going to be doing webinars in order to sell products and services. And being able to do both is very important. Now, we're going to take a look at the key application in this process, which is Zapier. Now, when you're inside of Zapier, what you're going to do is you are going to choose a trigger app. Now, obviously, what you want to have happen is when someone signs up to your GoToWebinar or your webinar application, you'll then want to add them automatically to your list. And so what you want to do first is to choose your trigger application, which in this case is going to be GoToWebinar. Once you've chosen GoToWebinar, you'll then need to choose a trigger. And what we're going to do is we're going to say that when there is a new registrant to GoToWebinar, we want an action to happen, and Zapier is going to make this happen automatically. So what we want to do is we want to choose the application that we want to affect. In this case, we're going to look for our autoresponder. We can look for Aweber in this particular case. We can also look for GetResponse. Right? We can do either one of those, and we can choose GetResponse. And what we want to do then is we want to then create a new contact in GetResponse. Right? So we can do these applications in order to do something, basically what we really want webinars to do for us, which is to help us to build our list so that we can sell. We can also use webinars, of course, to sell our products and services. And so this is a key feature in your list building, because when you put together an event that is an attraction, then you will then have the content, and then you will have the necessary drawing power to people in order to get them into your marketing funnel. What you need to start thinking about is who and what you're going to have on your webinar that will draw the right people that will be product and service buyers. Because when you have the right draw, people will come to an event. And then what you can do is to have them automatically added with your Zapier application. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in the next video.